getting the last of the wood from the video where we did splitting a full cord and how long that took, and kind of went over that. And this has been now, I think, close to 2 weeks ago, and I've just had the footage sitting around and haven't really edited it yet and got it done so that I could publish it. But out of that full cord, we were able to get nearly 2 full of the big loads that I do. I ended up having to split a little bit more and add to it, but not very much. And that took, I think, a little over an hour to split that much wood. So here soon it'll be cooling down, and it'll be much easier to do it as well. My body at this point is already pretty well adjusted to splitting again, and I don't just sit around doing nothing in the summer. I do landscaping and try to stay busy with it, and but it's not as physical as the firewood. It's just a different demand on your body, so it takes doing it for a while before your body really adjusts to it. And something else I noticed here recently, pretty happy about, is I hit the 200 subscriber mark, so I'm very glad about that. We're very glad about where our channel's at right now. And I say we because I consider it mine and my family's channel, and I know you see me and Carter on there for the most part, but I consider it our family channel, really. But I'm so very grateful for that, to see it hit around 200 subscribers. I'm editing this video now. I think it's around 12 o'clock at night, or maybe 1 in the morning even. And I've actually got enough footage for probably, or nearly enough footage for probably 2 more videos to upload here soon. So I plan to try to get those on soon. Got a little bit more to do tomorrow, and some more footage to upload tomorrow. I'll actually be publishing another video tomorrow night. I plan to. So like I said, this was the last of that wood, and I had to split a little bit more in order to have enough to really make this a full load that I was satisfied with anyways. But really didn't take that long to get all this wood. And as I said, we had already delivered 1 load before this. This was the second load of what was left from that full cord. Beautiful area here. This is National Forest here too. The Daniel Boone National Forest. Last time I brought this man a load of wood, I think it was last year, and I think it was right as the ice storm began to set in on us, because I remember being nervous on these roads. They're very curvy, and they're very high up. If you can tell, but that's the treetops over there that you're seeing. Very high up right now. And I myself, I do not like heights. I don't like them at all. Silpo Leatherwood, and that's the area we're heading to. Pioneer Weapons Hunting Area, Daniel Boone National Forest. Inner Cemetery. Okay. He lives a good ways out here, this man, and he's lived here, I think he's lived here for a long time, if I'm not mistaken. I remember him telling me that he had a hard time getting them to blacktop these roads. And I guess hardly anybody lived out here on this road. I think it was him and like 3 other people when it started out. So for years and years, they wouldn't blacktop this road. But he finally got them to. Beautiful area here. Tell you one thing, though, I would not want to break down somewhere like this, because I would just be so worried about bears and things out here. Black bears. Bobcats I wouldn't be as worried about. Main thing I'd be worried about around here is black bears. Coyotes, I guess, if you get them in a pack. But still, the main thing would be black bears. People people camping out here. I smell campfire burning. Smells good. Good time of year to be doing it. Fall time when it's starting to cool down. That's not quite fall yet, but it's getting close. Good time for camping. I looked over and I saw some tents there as well. There's a lot of campgrounds around here. Last time I came out here, I remember this man, if I'm not mistaken, he has an issue with his legs. I can't remember what he was telling me it was. But anyways, I ended up carrying quite a bit of the wood inside for him and set it next to his wood stove. He's out here on his own. He doesn't have a wife or anything like that. I can't remember if he had a wife or what, but he's completely on his own, and he is an older man. And I think he's a lawyer or a tire attorney or something of that nature. But the ice storm was just beginning to set in last time I was here, and I remember carrying some of the wood in for him and setting it by his wood stove. And he got me something to drink. A real friendly guy. Should be getting close. Hopefully they turn there. Oh no, I was hoping they would. Come on, Dodgy. I'm going up a pretty good mountain here. Get it, Dodgy. Okay, I'm hither. I have arrived. Look at this, how nice. Woodland Retreat. Beautiful place. If I lived here driving into this, it's no wonder he doesn't, he stays back here by himself, because I mean, that'd probably be much safer staying in town or something, but I don't blame him for wanting to stay back here at all. Anyways, I'm gonna ask his permission to record the unloading process. We'll see what he says about it. Beautiful place back here. Lake is right over there. Uh-oh, his car is in the way. Anyways, get this figured out. This is pretty ideal for a delivery really here. You want to be able to get pretty close to where you're stacking the wood, and actually have my camera right here in this moment in the woodshed, so you can see how close I am to it. I have had some deliveries before though that, and really in the future I plan to not really take many like that again, or if I do, I plan to charge more for it, to where I've had to deliver a big load of wood, I mean trailer loads that I used to bring, and pack it plumb across their yard because they didn't want me driving on their grass. Which in some cases to me are a little ridiculous. I'll be honest with you, to me it's a little ridiculous sometimes. I can understand if it's very wet and things like that, but sometimes people to me are just a little unreasonable. But from now on, what I intend to do, and I actually did the last time I was requested, I kind of had to refuse and told them no. They were wanting me to use a wheelbarrow, and it was a lot of wood, and they wanted me to go a pretty good ways with it because they didn't want me to get in their yard. And her husband was going to work, and I just told her, I said, ma'am, I'm not going to do that. I said, that's just a little bit, really, that's just too much. I said, if I can get up here close to your gate, I'll do that at least. And even then, it was still, I had to get it in wheelbarrow loads and take it. But the way she was wanting me to do it to begin with was going down sidewalks, and then they had little steps going down them and all kinds of stuff, and I just told her no. And now, before I would take stuff like that, but I'm to the point now to where I've learned to say no to people a lot easier. And I used to be very bad at that. I remember a guy came by, this is how bad I was at it. A guy came by trying to sell books one time, and I ended up buying every one of these kids' books that we really didn't even need at the time, because I couldn't say no to the guy. And so now I've learned to say no pretty easy. If a telemarketer or something calls me now, not trying to be rude or anything, because a lot of them that call me now are just trying to get money out of me for advertising. When you have a business and it's online, they'll call you again and again, and they'll try to get you to sign up with their program, and they'll tell you they'll advertise for you. And I don't need anybody to advertise for me. I do my own advertising, and I've told these people that many times, and there's points where finally I just hang up on them, or I'll even tell them, look, if you don't stop calling, I'm going to get you for harassment, because this is ridiculous. You're calling my phone every day, and I've told you no already. So I've learned to tell people no now. Still don't like to be mean about or anything like that, but I think there's a difference between being mean and stern, because sometimes it takes being kind of stern with people. It really does, to really get your point across, it seems. But this guy here, before I delivered the wood to him, and he actually had a little bit left from last year when I delivered to him, but he was burning pine that he got from his property. And I don't know if he's aware of how much creosote that stuff has or not, but many people are. And I know people that have used pine and said that they clean their chimneys out pretty often or whatever, but that's not something I deal with delivering or anything like that. I think it's good for like campfire and stuff like that. Me myself, I love the smell of pine, and it's very easy to get lit. It's very easy to start a fire with. Very good to start a fire with, but anybody that knows much about firewood, you know it doesn't last very long. And the guy was talking about how much longer this oak lasted than the pine, and that's no surprise though. I mean, because they are very different woods. You can pick up a piece of pine and pick up a piece of oak and just feel the difference in them. But this guy's wood shed is filled pretty well after this delivery here. He had a little bit left, and then ended up filling in most of the rest of the space that he had here. So I think he was pretty happy with the delivery. If we're going to have a bad winter, as they say we are, then this should do him pretty well. All right, I got the wood delivered. That's him in front of me here in this little Honda. He's got to go to his bank to get the cash to pay me, so I'm following him there. Then I've got to go to Walmart before I head home. I mentioned here in one of my videos a while back about how important it was to take time to talk to somebody, and this man was another perfect example of that. He does have a lot of issues. I think he's only 62, but he's got quite a few health issues, and he has a really hard time getting around. And he was just telling me about how he had and he has a hard time getting around. He has his dog in there with him. I know my window's muddy. Look over it. Last time I went in there to get the wood, it slung mud all over it. But he has a hard time getting around, and he was telling me how that he had just fell backwards on his sidewalk, his concrete sidewalk. And the man's out here by himself. And he was telling me how he had fell and hit his head and his hip. And I was asking him if he had been checked out over it, and he said no. And it's just a little worrisome, you know, with him being the age that he is and having the health issues that he does, to be out here entirely by himself. Something that made me feel good though was he told me, he said, last year you really saved me. And I'm not saying this to brag about myself at all, I'm just saying how good of a service Firewood is. He said, last year my electric went out, and he said, big truck taking the whole road just about with a boat. But he said last year, another one, look at him taking the whole road, buddy. You gotta watch people, other drivers, that's what's dangerous. Anyways, he said last year, where was I at? I almost got hit by a big truck pulling a boat, a couple of them. I don't know if I'd say almost hit, but definitely you gotta watch them. They were in the middle of the road pretty much. Oh yeah, he said his electric had went out last year, and he said where he lives, they're almost the last priority, because there's only like 3 or 4 people that live out there. And I guess he had got a hold of the electric company because he was worried about it, because he said it was very cold in his house, and he was completely out of firewood at the time. He had no firewood, and at this time I think we were in the process of having an ice storm, or either almost into an ice storm. So a big cold front came in. And he said that he was on the phone with the electric people, electric company, and telling them, you know, I don't know how to say this, but it's getting very cold in this house and I'm completely out of firewood. And I think they told him they would get to him as soon as they could. And he told me they did end up getting to him and get his electric back on, but he said that if I'm not mistaken, I showed up before they did with the wood. He'd reach out to me. And he said he has a hard time to get people to come out this far because he lives out so far. He said he has a hard time getting carpenters or whatever to come out. And I told him, I said, well, if you ever need any more firewood, let me know. I said, I don't mind to come out here. I said, all through the winter, I do this. If this ain't enough wood for you, let me know, and I'll do my best to get you a load of wood here. I mean, last year during the ice storm, I was out the whole time during that ice storm. And there were some times that was very sketchy. I had some dangerous driveways to deliver to and stuff, but I still got out and did it. And because I know, for one, how important it is to have this wood, and also I have to make a living myself through the winter, so it works out really good. It just feels good knowing that you're doing something that actually keeps somebody warm, to help them stay warm, especially people that are really in need of that, like when their electric goes out and things like that. But it just made me feel good, him saying that. And I tried to stress to him just now, if you need anything, you know, call me. Whether it's, and I'm not saying this to brag on myself, I think anybody should do that. I don't know this man very well, but he's out here by himself, and he seems not really have much help. I think a lot of his family is from Ashland, Kentucky, which is about 2 or 3 hours away from here. And so I told him, I said, well, if you need anything, just let me know. And I said, I'll try to help you. And he seemed very appreciative for that. But I think things like that mean a lot to people, and honestly, it feels good to help somebody anyways. It ain't about just that I'm getting anything out of it other than the satisfaction of knowing that I'm helping somebody else, and that if I was in their position, I would hope somebody would do the same for me. And I do believe them things come back to you. I believe you reap what you sow. So I believe when you help people like that, there'll be times that you're in need and somebody will help you. I do believe that. And I believe if you do people wrong and don't help them when you have the opportunity to, and you just choose to turn the other way, I believe that same thing will happen to you in time. It may not the very next time or the next time, but I believe somewhere down the road it will. I believe we reap just what we sow. And so I'm very glad to have got the wood to this man. Glad to talk to him again. I feel for the man because he's out here by himself and doesn't seem to have any family, just like him falling the way that he did. And he's telling me he fell here a while back at a restaurant, and how they had fell, and the people talked him into going to the hospital. And it just I think anytime we see somebody in need like that, we should reach out and help, because if we were in their shoes, wouldn't we want somebody to help us? This man is elderly, he's got health problems, he doesn't have many people to help him, and a lot of the time he probably feels like nobody cares. I would think, I think it's important to take time to talk to people. I think it's important to help people and to let them know that you're willing to help them if they need it. And I'd like to think I've had people, many people, help me down through time. Campground. Had many help me down through time. And I'm not ashamed to say there's been many times when I needed help. Actually, here recently, I had an issue, and somebody helped me with it. A guy that didn't even know me. The guy reached out and helped me, and I could tell this man actually wanted to help me. He actually wanted to. He wasn't blowing and complaining and acting like he hated that he had to help, or didn't have to help me, but hated that he was helping me. He was acting like happy to do it. And that's something that I've read in the Bible that I really like. The scripture. It says God loves a cheerful giver, somebody that's happy to give, not somebody that just gives just to do it or to make themselves look good or anything like that. Somebody that's happy to give, to help somebody else. God loves that. I love that too myself. We need a lot more of that in the world. But anyways, I'm going to get off here. Me and him are heading to the bank. We got his wood stacked. I didn't want to record him because, as I said, when I got there, I thought about asking him. I didn't even ask him. I know he has health issues, and that may embarrass him a little bit. And I don't want to intrude on his privacy. I would like to get these deliveries as much as I can, but I don't want to intrude on people. There's many times when I go and the people aren't home, so it'd be easy to get footage. But in cases like this, I don't want to intrude upon their privacy. And me and him talked for over an hour probably about many different things. We was even talking about, he was telling me about, I think it was Mount Saint. I can't remember the name of the mountain. It was before my time a little bit. Or maybe it was during my time and I was just very young. But like I said, I'm 30 years old. But he was telling me about the volcano that erupted years ago. And he could remember looking up and seeing the sky like there was a haze in the sky for, like, I think he said around a few days to a week. It just looked like it was overcast, and it was from, I guess, the ash and sulfur and all that stuff from the volcano. Talked about many things. While I was stacking the wood, we just sat there talking the whole time. Talked about the shape of the world right now, and just the shape of our nation, the way things are going, and all that, and what we thought about it. And I'm not going to get into that too much because I don't want to get political, because I know where that can go real quick. And but just, we talked about how we felt about the way things are right now and everything. And anyways, I had a good talk with him. I'm glad to have talked to him, and I plan to deliver to this man anytime that he needs me to. I'm glad to have him as a customer, as I am many of the other customers that I have. So it's really good to meet people. You meet a lot of nice people out there like this, in this line of work. Not only doing what I do, but in many other trades as well, where you travel to people's homes. You just meet a lot of nice people, and sometimes you're able to help them, and sometimes they're able to help you when you meet them. But I'm gonna get off here. We're heading to the bank. My phone looks like the battery is a little low on it anyways, and I don't want this video to be too long. So I'm gonna get off of here. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I appreciate all the subscribers. Last time I checked, I was almost to 200 subscribers, almost to 200 subscribers. So thankful for that, and I'm very happy. And my goal is definitely to hit 1,000 subscribers and to move up from there, because I very much enjoy documenting this and talking to a lot of the people that I talk to, and the different channels and the different viewers, and getting their opinions and their feedback and their knowledge on the trade and stuff like that, and the line of work that I do. And not only the line of work that I do, but other things as well. So it just I really enjoy it. And then also too, I am trying to get income from the YouTube, if I'm able to do that from YouTube. Because as I said before, it's just me supporting my family. My wife's a stay-at-home mother. I love it that way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love her being there with my children. We have 4 of them we're blessed with, and I love her being able to be there and to raise them, and that's how I want it for the rest of my life. So I really would like to grow my YouTube channel, and I'm liking it very much the way that it's going. Very thankful for everybody that tunes in. Very thankful for everybody that takes the time to comment. The friendly feedback and everything. I've got a little bit of negative feedback, but I know that's normal, and usually I don't even try to reply too much if I can just see that it's something hateful. You know, there's one thing that if somebody comments and it's they're trying to tell me something about how I'm working, or telling me I'm doing something wrong, or anything like that, you know, that's one thing, and they're trying to help. But then there's sometimes when people are just saying hateful things, and that I'm really have very little tolerance for it. So I don't really reply, and usually I just click there, and I think you can click like block the user, and that's what I've been doing. Not had it happen, but maybe twice so far. Other than that, it's been pretty much all good, positive feedback, and I'm very appreciative of it, and very thankful. But I plan to, if you're interested in the firewood business and just outdoor things as well, because I'm going to have more things in here, especially during the summer on this channel, that's not firewood related, but I would like to also continue the firewood more through the summer from now on. So if you are interested in that, if you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe. If you're interested in the firewood business and woodworking and things of that nature, because I plan to add some of that as well. Goats. All right, there's what we do it for. Little payday. Feels good to get the cash whenever you get it done. Feels really good. Makes it all worthwhile, that and knowing that you're helping somebody else as well, of course. But got paid, got the job done. He's got wood for for quite a bit of the winter, and maybe all of the winter if his electric doesn't go out, because he heats with electric as well. And so all in all, it's a good day. Very happy, very blessed, very thankful for another day, thankful for my health, thankful for all that God's blessed me with. He's been good to me. Thankful for my children and my wife. I'm blessed with a very good wife, healthy children, a home, everything. This old truck's still going for me. Thankful for it. Even though it breaks down every now and then, with certain things do. I just recently had to replace both front wheel bearings, which that's probably the original wheel bearings that were on it. I wouldn't doubt it. So that wasn't too bad. One went out, and then about 3 weeks later, the other one started, it went out pretty much on me. I don't mean completely out, but I mean grinding and making horrible noise, so I went ahead and changed them. And it's driving a lot better now. But I'm very blessed with my life, very thankful. Now I'm heading to Walmart, get Carter's present for him, what he's wanting. One of the presents. We've got some other things too as well coming, but one of the things I'm getting him, I'm planning to get from there. So thank you for watching again. Be safe. Thanks for everybody that has subscribed and commented, and God bless you.